We're up. New Culture Podcast, Season 2,
What's going
Episode
on?
2, and we got a special guest.
First,
I
first
guess.
female guest we've had on the show.
You feel
Everybody
me?
give it up. Jazz Hilton, man.
You
What
feel
up,
me? And
Jazz?
matter of fact,
One.
I wanna say a couple of things. Gotta say a couple of things. So, the girl Jazz is from the Upper Marlboro, Maryland. You feel me?
Man,
Her shooting form is marvelous, bro. I ain't gonna lie, I was watching it, son. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know where you get that from. And like, you a bucket getter, you know.
yeah.
No, she a bucket getter. But welcome to the show. Welcome to the family. New
What,
Culture
Thank
Podcast.
you.
You feel me?
what a lot of people won't know, you feel what I'm saying? When Jasmine had first got there, it was a little different.
Or what
So,
was it?
so little background knowledge. Me and Jasmine went to the same college.
hmm
She came in, I think, my senior year. Uh,
2019.
Yeah, my senior, my first senior year, but we ain't gonna talk about that. And I used to work for the girls basketball team. I took a liking to basketball a lot. Obviously never really played myself, but I kind of like being around the game. And I had a couple of homegirls that was on the team. They're like, "Yo, can be the manager." You know what I mean? I really was like an assistant coach, but we'll say for the
Yeah,
team
no, you were. You were.
manager. And Jazz was, very young, just trying to kind of figure out her game in a sense, and she put in a lot of goddamn effort. She developed mid range, pump fake mid range drive. She used to be scared of going to that that rack. She had a nice float game, but she was scared to go to the rack. But
The
looking at her
rack,
now,
the,
look at
the
her
rack is a
doing.
scary thing, bro. Like if you think
Well,
about it,
listen,
it's a
them
scary
girls,
thing.
bro. You be thinking women's basketball is like soft? Nah, they throw
No.
elbows.
No.
It's
Yeah.
it's gritty in there. So and she kind of developed. I mean, a post game, inside game, mid range. She always had the mid range three ball. That was really where she was, really good at. And then she just elevated her game. So cheers to you on that. You feel what I'm saying?
Thank you. Thank
What,
you.
what was that process like to kind of alter your game from such a young age and what I'm saying, develop to where you are now?
Well, it's crazy because in high school, I wasn't even like a forward. Like high school, I was like the three guard, maybe the four sometimes. But for me, my role in high school was like when you get the ball, shoot the ball. Like don't worry about going to the rim, getting the rebound. But my role was just shooting the ball. So that's all I knew. Dribbling was not in my foreplay. None of that. Driving to the rim was not my foreplay. So when I came to Mansfield, my freshman year, I was the tallest in the team. So I'm about like 5'10". Yeah, I'm gonna say 5'10". At the time I was 5'9.5", but now I'm 5'10".
Female
For real, I'm
5'10"
What?
is
5'10".
What
different.
do you
Female
what do you
5'10" like
mean?
6 feet, bro.
Don't put no Tim's on.
Female 5'10" is different, bro.
No, it
They
is.
like 6 feet.
Yeah,
They
no,
go to a dude and be like, oh, I'm 5'10". I'm over here at, I'm like, you sure you you sure? But yeah, continue. Sorry to cut you
but
off.
yeah, no. So coming into Mansfield, like I was one of the tallest people. So the thought of even being a guard didn't even come across. Coach Witt at the time was the former coach my first year, and he told me like I'm gonna put you as the 4 and the 5. You're probably gonna play the 5 because I was starting, and you're gonna have to be a post player. Like you're just gonna have to just try to be comfortable in that role, and that's gonna be your position for that year. So coming from someone who was shooting the ball to now I have to get to the rim, I have to rebound. Like it was a challenge doing that. And I think like Coach Witt at the time really helped me adjust to that role. Honestly, for me, I kind of told myself like I'm not gonna be drop stepping. I'm not gonna be doing what post players basically do. I'm just gonna play my game. Like I'm coming from an area where, you know, I got that playing style. So getting on the court, playing just comfortably, I think that's what made me stand out compared to other PSAC players. I wasn't like a robot. I wasn't like, oh, I'm just doing this one thing. Like I'm fast, I'm athletic. So I just use that to my best of ability. And not a lot of people in my position can do that. You see a lot of people who are tall and slow or big and can only just put the ball up. But for me, I kind of just showcase a lot with my talent with that. So it didn't take long for me to adjust. And Keith, I would give a big shout outs to you because I remember my freshman year, like you would talk to me, you would kind of just give me key notes on what to do, and I definitely took that So ever since then, I've just been finding little weaknesses and just working on them.
And I feel like that's key, right? But
Yeah,
I think for a lot of people don't understand, I think, about women's basketball in general, and why I kind of like the female game is it's very technical, right? Like it
Yeah,
very,
doesn't take
fundamentally sound. They really,
so
very,
fundamentally.
yeah,
very.
yeah.
You can see the obvious difference of people who put in the work and people who don't. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
think that we love male basketball so much, and I don't really like the comparisons because there's so many guys on the basketball court right now that literally get by just for being athletic. They
Yeah.
do.
Right.
I mean, one dude just got paid on the Celtics. What is his name? Jim. Is it Jimmy? What's his name? The
Which
alcohol
one
getting to me already.
on the
Nah,
Celtics?
not Brown. What's his first name?
Talking about Jalen Brown.
Yes. Does not
Yeah.
have a left hand.
Oh,
Made it
okay.
to the NBA without a left hand. That is the most ridiculous thing, but that's very possible. If you look at guys like Russell Westbrook, and I love Russ, he's a
Mhm.
pinnacle top, top 25 point guard of all time. Hell of a basketball player, explosive. But that's all you
Yeah.
really see him. He doesn't have a great mid range. He can't shoot the three ball. I mean, he's great IQ, great passing ability.
Yeah.
The fundamental sound things that kind of make you a great basketball player, a lot of these guys don't have. They just make it to the league because they can jump.
Right.
They're physically, dominating. Look at Zion, another physically dominating presence. But I mean,
Mhm.
he's not gonna really do much for you when he's on the island. You know what I mean? When you give
Right.
him the ball top key, you already know that you can step back, shade with somebody on the right side, shade with somebody on the left side, stop him from getting to the paint. He ain't got nothing for you. So I
Yeah.
think that's the good differences between women basketball and men basketball is that I mean, you can get by for being quicker than your opponent. Like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, you get by if I jump higher or if I'm just naturally taller, then it's just like there's a difference. But for women's basketball, you kind of have to be very technical and fundamentally sound, like Juice said. Like you got to have those intangibles because you're not just gonna blow by somebody. You're not just gonna.
No. No. Yeah. No, I agree. I definitely agree. And that's what the PSAC is. Um Again, like coming from Maryland, it's so tough, it's so aggressive, but when you come to the PSAC, it's so fundamental. Like the little things really matter. Like you can be the best shooter and be so slow, and you can be one of the greatest players in the conference. So it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy how it works, but it just kind of shows like how women's basketball really is. So
And coming from the DMV, man, y'all got to. So a lot of people don't know. I was born in Baltimore. Like you feel what I'm saying? We
oh,
don't really play in the
yeah, you
DMV,
did tell
but
me that. You did tell me that.
I
Yeah.
was born in Baltimore. That's all my family's from. I grew up raised in New York, but
Mhm.
DMV got a great hoop history. Y'all got a real rich hoop history.
Yeah.
How did that affect you and your play style and how you wanted to play?
Well, I don't think everyone really knows this. I mean, I've been telling people and they're like, "What?" So I actually wasn't like born and raised in the DMV. I was actually born in North Carolina,
Okay.
and my dad was in the military, so we moved everywhere for 3 years. So I lived in Cali, I lived in Japan, I lived in South Carolina. Like I've
Japan.
lived practically, yeah, I practically lived everywhere. So I kind of had like every cultural environment that I lived in, it's a part of me.
Yeah.
So my parents separated in like 2016, and both of my parents are from Maryland. But my dad decided to stay in South Carolina, which he retired, and my mom moved to Maryland, which she was just like, I'm gonna move closer to family, whatever, whatever. And I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So I moved to Maryland, I think the summer before my sophomore year of high school. And I could definitely tell you the cultural shock is real. Like I've never really been around black people, as funny as it sounds, until then. Like I've been around like white people,
Yeah.
natives, Indians, so I've been in very diverse areas. So when I moved to Maryland, like even just seeing how people act, I'm like, I'm not used to this at all. So I was really quiet. I was a quiet person. And then I played basketball. I started playing basketball 8th grade, surprisingly. But then when I moved to Maryland, I tried out for the basketball team and I was on the varsity team just like that. And the playing style is very different compared to what I was used to seeing. Trash talking was normal, fast pace, aggressiveness. If you were soft, then you suck. Like it was just stuff like that. And it really integrated into how I play now. I mean, I don't really trash talk a lot unless I have to, but I kind of just let my game show for
Really,
itself.
really
And that was the type
passive.
of player that I was. Huh?
Really passive.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I really just let my game talk for itself. But definitely it built that mental toughness. I think that's what I got from the DMV, from that playing style. Like if I can deal with this, then playing in the PSAC, they don't. It has nothing on me. Like nothing could get to me. Nothing could affect me. Only but me. So yeah.
I love that.
Let's do it.
I love that.
Mhm.
Man,
Yeah.
Maryland. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just thinking about
Yeah.
Maryland, I actually had a godmother that lived out there, so you know, I just feel like there's nothing out there. It seems so
There's
empty.
nothing,
It
bro.
seems it
Really?
seems
Wait,
it
what
seems
part of
so
Maryland are you
empty.
talking about? Wait, what part of Maryland?
Honestly, I was a kid. I was like 8, 9 years old.
Okay.
So, like I said, I felt like everything was just so far away. And
So
No, I mean
coming
that's
from
true. Yeah.
coming from New York, it's like, yo, what is this? There's
Okay. Okay.
nothing but hills.
Yeah.
Um,
I was just out there. I was just out there like I want to say before the new year. I went out there to visit family. Like I said, all my family really lives out there. Man, I'm out there. So this is about around the time that I just moved from Miami to Houston. So now
Mhm.
so I'm in H. I go out there and I'm like with my cousins and stuff up there. I'm like, yeah, where we going after this? Everybody like to be like crazy. Like, after this, like, man, ain't no after this. And it's just so crazy. Like the environment out there isn't too like you know what I mean. Like it's a little wild out there, so you can't really go and do too much. Like
Yeah.
after you go grab dinner or something like that, unless you're going to a family house. Like it's not that
Right.
kind
No,
of
that's true.
go crazy and party like how Juice like Juice is a party animal, man. So that's definitely
when?
not.
When was this? Well, in college, yeah, but yeah, college, yeah, but shit, now.
So you said you said you found basketball in like eighth grade.
Mhm.
So is that when you found the love for the sport, and what was that
Yeah.
shift for you to be like, I kind of want to do this
Like
moving forward?
what did like honestly, I want to know like what sport did was it basketball only that you played or what sport like what sport did
um.
you try before you was like, "All right, basketball is the one."
This is about to get bad.
Oh my gosh. Keith, do you know about this? About the sport that I played? That one sport that I played? Maybe you don't.
No.
Maybe you don't. Okay. So this is funny. So this was maybe like third grade. And my dad realized, like, dang, like you're actually stronger than I thought. Like maybe you need to be into some sports. Cause back then I was like really pretty. I mean, I still am, but like touch like you could push me and I'm like, oh, like crying and stuff. So my dad's like, no, like we need to get you aggressive. We need to get you a little, whatever. So my first sport was actually I was a cheerleader and I loved it. Like if I would have stuck with that sport, I probably would have been a cheerleader all my life. But then the next year, my dad's like, okay, let's switch you into something else. So I played football with my brother. Like I played in a
Oh
league,
my
like tackle football.
Oh yeah? Oh
Yeah, I
yeah?
played like tackle football, like like real, like And I'll be honest, it was funny at first because I'm like, there's no way that I'm about to put on some pads and play against these boys.
yeah.
But honestly, like playing that sport really showed my athletic abilities. Like I was faster than every boy on the team. I was actually stronger. Like it just really
Yeah.
showed like, okay, like I can play any sport if I really want to. So
Yeah.
from
For sure.
there, I did track, I played softball. Um what
Yeah, for
else? I
track,
tried
I could definitely see that you have the height for it.
yeah,
So yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I would have still did it, but I don't like running. Like as much as I am fast, I hate running.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
don't, I don't think I would ever love
But
running. I don't
those
like
are actually the great runners though. The ones that hate
it.
runners is the
And
great runners.
exactly,
I
Yeah.
hate running.
yeah. I don't
Running
know.
is
Exactly.
just not it.
Personally, for me, I was just like, I'm cool with doing the hurdles for 400, and I'm fine. Like, don't put me in any other events. So I did that in middle school, and then eighth grade, I'm like, all right, I need to find a sport that I could do in high school because going to college, like, I'll be honest, like financially, I don't want my parents or my mom paying out their pockets for like going to college or whatever. So I'm like, I need to find something that I could really take serious. So basketball has been ingrained all in my family throughout my life. Like my dad played basketball in high school, my brother played basketball, my uncles, my cousins. So I've been involved in basketball. I just never thought like, you know what, I'll give it a try. But eighth grade, like I'm 5'9", being an eighth grader, I'm like one of the tallest girls. So I'm like, all right, maybe I should really give it a try. freshman year of high school, this is when I lived in South Carolina, and I was on the JV team. And I wasn't the best, but like I could rebound, I could run. So I'm like, I'm gonna use that to my advantage. And when I was doing good with my strengths on the outside, I was working on my weaknesses. So that's really kind of how I improved from being on the JV team to varsity. And then when I moved to Maryland, I'm like, all right, I need to put in the extra work because there's people that are in the same grade with me that are kind of way better, and I can't have that happen. So I think that's when I started really loving basketball. Like, I know that I could really succeed in this sport. So why not just really put everything that I have to be the best that I can so that I can be the best that I can. So that's really what I was doing. Like, I just surrounded myself with other basketball players. I met so many people in the basketball world, and that's one thing I love about basketball. Like, being able to connect with other people that are way better than you, so that way they can help you grow. So that's really what I did all my high school years, and I made it to college playing college ball. So yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question now, because I think every kind of like athlete, but you know, sports player has this like same thought process. What was the first time, right, where you were like you really busting somebody ass, and you're like, yo, I could really do this. Like when did it really click? Like you,
So,
what were you playing, and you were just like, yo, they really can't fuck with me. And then you were
Honestly,
like,
I
oh
would
my goodness.
say I would say when I played AAU, my 11th grade year going into my senior year, like my last year playing AAU, and I was every game like I was dropping 20, like that was my average. So I'm
Mm.
just like, all right, like if I could do this now, just imagine me playing college, like I could really be the best. And I think that's when it hit me, like I really am greater than what I think I am.
Mm.
I think college freshman year, Keith, I don't know if you try. I don't think you traveled with us. It was our first like preseason tournament. We went to IUP and we played against, who did we play against? We played against, oh man, I forgot, Davis and Elkins or something.
Yeah.
Davis Elkins. Yeah, we played that team. And I remember Liv, like I wasn't starting at all because like the coach gave the starting spot to Liv. So me and Liv were always fighting for a spot. And I remember like she didn't play good one game, so coach gave me the opportunity to play. And I think I had a double double. I think I had like 20, 26, and like 11 or something like that. I'm like, oh, I'm good. Like this really showed
Yeah.
like I really, and I played against one of the best post players in that league. So it was like, dang, like I'm a freshman. I'm really playing like this. Like I think that was the actual moment where I'm like, okay, like I could really, yeah. So
nah,
yeah.
that's lit as hell. You know,
Yeah.
listen, I played a little basketball myself, so
There
you
you
know.
go.
Yo, Keith, you see, and
I
I knew
don't
you
think
was
you
gonna
said
say
that so
that. I
confidently.
knew you was gonna say that, but I actually did. And the crazy thing is,
Yeah,
like,
but no,
listen,
I'm
listen,
not believing anything.
listen, Keith, listen, bro, listen. You won't listen. Nobody will believe me, but I'm gonna tell you something. I had that athletic ability, as you call it, Keith. I did because I jumped very high, and I was dunking in eighth grade. Truth,
Eighth grade.
eighth grade. Truth. You can ask Kyle. You can ask anybody. Shout out to my boy Kyle. You can ask anybody. I was dunking since eighth grade, bro. And the crazy,
So
what's up?
your good friends, they always gonna lie for you, brother.
No, no, Kaheem's gonna tell you the truth. You know why he's gonna tell you the truth? Because, bro, I used to go to the park and I used to really yam it, and they used to really look at me like, "Yo, where this kid from?" Because they wanted to beat me up in Hempstead. So
Get that.
you know what I mean. So, but
Yeah.
truth be told, it's so crazy because I pretty much made the basketball team. When they had the list in high school, or whatever, I made the team. And funny story is, I didn't like basketball because of I liked street ball. I just didn't like organized basketball.
It's
All
different.
prop, all props to you that you took it to another level where you like it. Whereas like me, listen, I want to get a bucket. That's me. I'm going to get a bucket. If I got this ball in my hand, I'm not passing it to nobody. As soon as it touches my hand, I'm throwing it up. That's it. Yeah, that was just me.
And that's
So
clean. 2K too, by the way. If
Huh?
anybody ever played 2K with this man, exactly how you play
Uh,
2K.
Every time, bro. That ball touch my hand, it's going up. You think, nope, nah, I'm not passing it. I'm looking at y'all like, yeah, alright. You know,
Yeah,
how were
I
you
might, huh?
when you played for the basketball team? Like, how was it? Like, did you play that entire year?
So
Like,
I would say my high school year, my eighth grade year, I actually played the whole year, right?
mm,
Then I didn't really like it because my only issue, sadly, my eighth grade year, I could not, and I give it to you, was fast breaks going for the layup. I don't know my heart in that situation. Everybody looking at me, I was like, you know, breaked it off the backboard, rim, front rim, just going.
oh,
So
yeah.
you know, it. My ninth grade year, I got better, but I was so like enlarged in playing power forward because that was what I was playing in middle school because I was able to jump and get rebounds. Where when I went to high school, I went to when we was doing the tryouts and everything. Coach Hakeem, shout out to him. I was dribbling the ball and they started trapping me, and I panicked and I threw it to the center. And
oh
he
god.
said, hold on, time out. I'm like, damn, what happened? He was like, you really fucking passed it to the center? I'm like, bro, there's like four of them rushing me. What I'm supposed to do? But nah, it was only like two people, but it was varsity against JV, and I was going up court, and
Oh
varsity,
yeah.
I was scared. I didn't know what to do. You had two varsity heads running up to me
Yeah.
to trap me, and I'm like, that's it. So you know, it was actually crazy. Like it was actually crazy. Like I ain't gonna lie, but I quit actually. Like I called my coach. I think shit like 2 days, 3 days later, and I said, hey, listen, basketball is not for me because I heard that winter track was lit. And I was just like,
Drag the girls.
yeah, and I was like, you know what, I was like, you know what.
I drag the girls.
Exactly. So I was like, ah, fuck it. I was like, yo, Coach Hakeem, I'm not playing basketball. Why not? You really good? Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm straight. I don't
Man,
want to play
my basketball dreams ended quicker than that. We used to play PAL league, boy. Going out there, everybody was trash, right? But this is when I knew my team was really trash. We were playing. Everybody used to play people in the town, so everybody was playing people in the town. We were first game. I get the ball. A worst layup. This is the worst layup I think I've ever went up with. But it was a foul, and it went in. It was the first 2 points of the game. Rest of my team
Mhm.
like, oh, we got to get Keith the ball. I'm in my head like, I should have do this. Keep the ball. Boy, that was the only shot I made the whole game.
it.
I think like that's just first game jitters. Like, because you is nervous. There's more people watching. I've never been used to
Right,
people
yeah.
watching me. Like I always like football because I have a
You
helmet
have
on.
the helmet on. You're hiding. You feel me?
You feel me?
Jersey and helmet.
You tuck my helmet, keep it on.
That's
I ain't
it.
gotta look somebody in the eye. We get to the second game, so I'm telling my mom, like, Mom, you gotta leave work early, come see me play. Like, I'm him. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Boy, start the game off. I get a steal. Defense always been my thing. Football, you move your feet fast. Me and
Yeah.
Hayes work. I'm going down the court. I hear at the top of I don't know who yelled it. At the top of my lungs, when I'm going up for the layup, somebody else dunk it. I'm like, yeah. I don't even hit rim. I don't hit net. I hit straight backboard. Boom. Ball goes flying, rolling out of bounds. Looked over to the left. My mom like. At the end of the game, she said, "Son, let's just stick to football. I think you got something good going there. We
The
just gonna stick
confidence
to
was there
football."
though. The confidence was
The
there.
confidence was there, bro.
Yeah, the confidence was
Yeah.
there.
And it's crazy. I literally had the jumping ability. I hated my jumping ability because the coach used to make me do more of the workout than the other players. Like we used to do something on our like when you jump and like I don't know if the workout is still exists, but you have to hit like the wall or whatever, like some part of the wall, but you got to keep jumping. It's like repetitions. And me,
Mhm.
he looked at me and was just like, no, 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 no. You don't do what everybody else do. You jump up there and keep jumping. I'm like, cause jumping little, doing this, touching the wall was easy. Me, he wanted
Mhm.
me to hit the backboard and keep jumping.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah, no.
yeah, and I'm like, bro, what you trying to turn me into? But hey,
So Question now. Before going to Mansfield, before you made that decision, what was one of your dream schools or
Dream
school you're like,
schools,
this is
yeah,
where I want to be
facts.
at.
You
This is
know,
where I
I
Um,
really wanted to know this. Everybody has that.
everybody
well,
is.
dream school, I've always wanted to go to UNC Chapel Hill. I've
Oh wow.
always told myself like I'm gonna go D1. Like I'm gonna go somewhere, whether it's UNC or just somewhere in North Carolina, because I don't know. I think I've lived in North Carolina other than being born for like years. We moved in different cities in North Carolina, and something about this state like I really really love. So I fell in love with UNC, and I'm just like, it's just something about that school that I can really see myself going to. But I mean, obviously that's a dream school. So like based on like my talent, I'm just like I know like right now I'm not good enough to go to UNC. Now right now, like I could tell myself I could go to a D1 if I want to, but
You
if
happy
I
where you
had this talent back then, maybe I would have considered. But yeah, definitely UNC was my dream school for sure. And I mean I did have a couple schools from North Carolina, but I'm just like if it's not UNC, then I'm not going to any school in North Carolina. Like that's just what it was. So
at? I
yeah.
mean, UNC is nice. UNC is
No, it's
definitely
very
nice.
nice. It's so
Shit,
nice.
shit. With your shooting form, I'm surprised that yo, Keith, you seen it? It's like the front foot. I think it's the right foot. The right foot is lined up with the
Yeah,
basket, and
check out. And she,
it.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, alright,
I mean, listen,
fundamentally sound, all right. Nah, that's what I'm. Like I
reason.
said, the form is. It
You're not
got.
averaging 16.5 for no reason, man. That's all I
Listen,
gotta say. You ain't averaging
no
16.5.
backboard. That's all you. That's all you. That's all you hear. But nah, that's lit.
So being a hooper, give me your top five women hoopers right now.
Ooh. Um. Well, I'm gonna include myself in there for sure.
You
That's
Whoa,
got to.
one.
You
hey,
got to.
listen.
You
Hey,
got to. You got to.
um.
Listen, I ain't mad at that.
talk your
Love
shit.
that.
Um.
Hell yeah.
Definitely Asia Wilson. She's my favorite WNBA player, female hooper. I love her personality. Like everything about her, I kind of like follow her
Baller.
leadership skills, everything. I love her.
She a
Um,
baller. Oh, baller.
um, Brianna Stewart for sure, for sure. Um, some OGs, definitely Maya Moore,
Maya Moore
and
was my girl.
yes,
Oh.
honestly, and honestly, I would say Lisa Leslie.
Lisa
I love her
Leslie.
attitude. I love her
Wow.
attitude. Love her
Love that.
attitude. Yeah.
Do they
Nah.
influence how you attack the game?
Oh, for sure. All five of them. I think like all five of them I kind of like look after, but Asia Wilson is literally like if I could like clone myself or like like copy and paste, I would definitely say Asia Wilson. Like it's just
Yeah.
everything about her, like how she thinks, how she talks, how she acts, how she carries herself. Like I really try to like, you know what? She's one of the greatest and like how does she become great? So I really like look at what she does and I kind of just put it into my game, put into what I do off the court. So yeah.
Yeah, her personality is amazing, bro. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Like, I love her.
It's
Like, yeah.
crazy. It's funny. She's serious.
Hmm.
She's like everything. She's literally, yeah.
She's a bucket getter too.
No, she is. Yeah.
She a
Oh no, we
bucket
was
getter.
looking at them stats. You definitely go to get your buckets. I mean, I see one assist a game. So
Yeah.
I see
Look, you see what I'm talking about? She go like,
What?
yeah, that A button is that big button does
yeah,
not
like
work.
I'm getting
Yes,
my
it's
I
buckets.
mean, I don't do it on purpose. Like I don't tell myself like every time I get the ball, I'm not gonna pass it to no one. It's just I just have that confidence in me where it's like if I'm not gonna score, then who else is gonna score? So I just kind of carry that mentality every time in the game.
Continue
So
carrying
and I be telling them that in 2K. I be saying this to people too. I said, if I got the ball, if I'm not gonna score, who else is gonna score it? They rather pass the ball, pass the ball. I gotta do it. If I don't do it, who
yeah.
else do it? See, thank you. So now I got somebody else on my side.
Nah, that's lit as hell though. I tell you
But
that.
that's a dope mindset. I think to take right. But I feel like that's just with life in general
Hmm.
because I mean, you're playing a sport, and I think, and I love to have these conversations because I
Hmm.
team sport. Me and Juice played a team sport, except for track, which I didn't really care about. Like I told you, I only ran track and
it
field.
was still a team
So
sport for me, bro. I ran a 4x1.
that's not a team. That's a team atmosphere, not a team sport.
I think that's a team sport. Y'all gotta work together. You
No,
feel me?
you
You
gotta
gotta
work.
you gotta pass a baton. You feel me?
No,
You
you
gotta
have
trust.
to
You gotta
work,
trust
bro.
them. You gotta trust them. You feel me? Like
Again, that's them. That's not you and them. You not holding a baton together.
kinda to me,
You
I
know,
feel like
okay,
that.
I'm not even doing this with
Because
you.
if somebody drop it, you feel me? It's gonna be beef.
But only one person can drop it. That's why it's not a
If
team.
you drop it, the whole team get disqualified.
And that's why it's a team atmosphere. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Listen, you got it, bro.
I'm not doing this. You
You
make me
got
lose my
it.
train of thought, man. Damn.
You
But
got it,
anyway,
bro. You got it.
in a sense of like, um, yeah, like is that mind frame? Is that what? See, you really did just throw me off my track, Juice. I swear to God, we're gonna talk about this another time. Anyway, Jazz, what's the off the court day to day like for you, man? I mean, I
um
know you walk around campus, chest out. You know what I mean? You man, warm
Well,
up.
honestly, I really don't be like that. And I think a lot of people kind of like look at me like, oh, like she plays basketball, she's getting all these records, she's one of the best players in the conference, and she kind of like carries like but I really don't. Like I'm just a regular person, like and I act like a regular person. So, I mean, I mean, I'm a
Yeah.
senior, so my
Same,
schedule compared
same as
to
that
everyone.
Mansfield. You feel
Yeah, I'm
me?
trying to say. Listen, and look, I went. Listen, you gotta understand. I went there, and like anybody that went there with me, know I was one of them ones on campus. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, but I really try
I
not
be
to
faking
portray
it, like,
myself as
oh,
them
this is
though.
it,
Like,
Yeah. She probably got her own stuff in the with the cafeteria. You feel me? Everybody like,
yeah, she walked
oh,
in the class,
look,
everybody, oh, this is
I
the
I I
ballers here.
I try to stay humbled, y'all. I really try to keep myself humbled for real.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm a senior, so my schedule definitely looks different compared to everyone. So I mean, I'll have like a class a day or something, and then other than that, like I'll try to find time in the gym if I can, or I'm just relaxing, doing homework. Like I'm just like any other student here, honestly. Like it's really nothing new, nothing different. So.
And the thing with humble, I'm gonna say this to her too. It's a scripture that my coach told me, and it's
Mhm.
the scripture goes, "Those that are humble shall be exalted, but those that exalt themselves shall be humbled." So you're
Mm,
doing the right thing, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
that's a scripture that always will stick with me because I wasn't humble one moment, and and I tell you, I got humbled. You feel me? So,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
listen, I love the fact that you said you're trying to stay humble.
Yeah.
I actually, the fact that we speaking about humble, I was looking at your stats, right?
Mhm.
On the 13th of this month, you dropped 30.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, son.
Wait,
Like,
where's your head at as you
yeah,
doing this?
like please
You
tell me. Like you was like 10 for like 17 or something. I don't remember the stat very much, but
Yeah.
son, she was going bonkers. I'm like, yo. Like,
Well, it's crazy. It's actually kind of a background story with that game. So we played Shepherd, and that was away. And last time we played Shepherd last year, we actually lost to them by a foul because I made the shot, but Liv, I mean, I'm not gonna throw shots at her, but she got an offensive foul, but if that didn't happen, we would have went into overtime and possibly would have won the game. So they ended up winning that game. And last year, we were their first win. So they were 1 in like 20 something. So it was kind of like with this game coming in, it was like revenge. Like, oh, I'm not leaving unless I'm leaving with a win. Like I'm not going out with the loss. So it was like either I'm gonna just do what I can or we're gonna have to figure something out. So I don't know. I think I felt just very confident going into this game. I never questioned myself. I never doubted myself. And I mean, the first 2 minutes of the game, I know if I'm gonna have a bad or good game. And when I was just getting the boards, just going up and down, I just felt very like, okay, this is that game.
One of
And when
those.
I have that game, I'm on a roll. And honestly, I didn't even know I dropped 30. Like I didn't really care about how many points I scored.
mhm.
And after the game, I remember because my family came too. And my coach came up to me. She's like, Jazz. And she had the stat sheet. She's like, you dropped 30. And I said,
Efficient,
what? I said,
efficiently.
I said what? I didn't even know I dropped 30. But
50,
that's just like
50%.
I didn't I didn't even know. Like I was just so tuned into the game and like wanting to win that so bad where it was like I don't even care how many points I scored. Like I could care less. I just know I'm leaving with a dub. So yeah.
Nah, love.
So
Nah, that's amazing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. The story sounded great. I'm calling cap. I feel like at some point you had.
Really?
Hit me out. 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 No, don't. Not all cap. It's not all cap. Just don't laugh. It's not all cap. But I really feel like at some point, you hit a shot because when you in that mode, you doing
Right.
shit that's like, I really only tried this once, but your body just going through the motions and it's cash. You like, okay, okay. Come back down. Let me try something different. But you're not thinking it. You're just going through the motions. You're in a zone that's just so.
Right.
like,
At some point on a timeout, you had sat down, came out that zone, and like, I'm busting their ass. And don't, yeah, at some point, don't lie. At some point, you came out of that, you sat down in that timeout, your coach is going through something, and you breathe and you get some water, and you're just like, they really can't fuck with me today.
Well, it's crazy because I don't think I even noticed that. My coach like talked to me. I remember she subbed me out and she literally grabbed my face. She's like, "You were the first time all PSAC last year. I'm gonna need you to get that again this year." And I think that's when she noticed like you're having a great game, so continue to have a great game, but you need to do better. So I'm like, all right. And I think that's when it hit me like, all right, okay. I know I'm really like busting out here, but I need to do more. So I think that's when I realized like, okay, I might actually have a 30 ball this game just because like I'm already doing good, but my coach wants me to do better. So
love
I
that.
guess Keith, like you're right. I guess that was a certain moment where I realized, and I'm just like, all right, like I'm gonna have
I'm
to.
like, when I'm in pickup, like, you feel what I'm saying? I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
hold on, nigga.
So,
Because look, I got three moves. I got three moves. I got this, I got a step back, and I got a movement.
yeah,
If I don't
yeah.
feel
I wanted
step back
to
and just
ask
go
you.
in,
I wanted to ask you. The fact that you brought up like you were in the zone and everything. Would you call yourself like a rhythm player, or you could get buckets whenever you want? Like you don't have to be like. Say if you miss your first shot, you feel me? Would that discourage you going to your next shot? Actually, say if you missed the first 5 shots, would that put
hmm
you in discouragement, or would you like continue shooting that rock? Or are you a rhythm shooter? Once you see like one goes in after like 1 for 3 or something like that, it's like, all right, I got this now.
Honestly, I'm kind of both. I think I'm like 50-50. Uh, I've had games where I've missed 5 shots in a row, but then I keep telling myself like if I don't continue to take these shots, then like I'm never gonna
Yeah,
be able to
those are
score.
shots you can make, So
Yeah, like these are
yeah,
shots that I know I can make. So it's not like I'm making shots that I'm like, all right, this is not even my game. It's just shots that I know like maybe I'm just rushing too much, or maybe like you know what, I could have done this on a different possession, but I chose to do it when I had two people in my face. So it's kind of stuff like that. So I just always continue to tell myself, and I always have other people like off the court that give me these type of like talks. Like if you don't continue to make these shots, then like you're never gonna make them. So just keep having confidence. Like you're gonna get the
hmm
next play, and I just always tell myself that. But when I'm in that rhythm, oh trust me, I'm gonna keep shooting. Like no one can tell me nothing. And my coach never told me to, she never gave me the no. So, I
and I
mean,
think that's something that changed from your freshman year,
yeah,
because you used to get very uncomfortable when
varies.
you miss a couple and then you go back on defense, and especially somebody scored, and then you're like, all right, now you're in your head, and then you could physically see it. Like I would be sitting on the sidelines and coming to time, I'd be like, Jazz, calm down, bro. Like
hmm
you know what I mean? And it wasn't. And what I kind of took from your game was that like your freshman year, I would say, when you would miss those shots, you weren't engaged in saying, "All right, now let me continue to shoot so I can find my rhythm." You would be like, "All
Yeah.
right, like, the ball will
Yeah.
find
Like I'll take a
me.
step back and like, all
Yeah,
right,
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
let
scoring
the."
no
And,
more.
and, and
Yeah.
no disrespect to Wit, but you didn't have the coach around you to put you then in situations where you're like, "All right, let's set a screen here, get her back or cut, let's get her
Very.
going. Off
yeah,
ball screen for her, get her in her spots." Get her going. So it's just like you didn't really have that coach that was just like, okay, now this is how we fix this issue, get one of our better scorers going, because
hmm
it's not like at that space, at least I haven't, the new team may be different, but at that space and time, you guys didn't have a bunch of scorers. You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't like a scoring five. You had a couple good, really good shooters. You were, I would say, more three level, and then Liv was rebound, kick out.
Right.
So it was
Right.
definitely a different space. So I think that now that you develop that mentality where like a motherfucker gonna miss three, motherfucker gonna make six. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah.
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 So I think that's good that you were able to channel that and
Mhm.
get that
So
about
I
yourself.
I have like another question. Like
Mhm.
your your regular practices and everything, but your workouts. How many shots you would say like you take? Say if you are practicing getting your shots up, how many do you take?
Um, in practice, it's crazy that I actually don't shoot a lot in practice compared to how much I shoot in a game. Like I think
Really?
in practice, everyone tries to shoot as much as they can because they know in the games they're probably not going to get that opportunity. So in practice, I actually don't shoot a lot. I mean, we have shooting drills, of course, and
Hmm.
shooting stuff, so I get a lot of shots up. But in practice, like when we have 5-on-5, you really won't see me shooting a lot. For like, I just don't get the opportunity to.
You be
So I
working
kind
on
of just
passing and practice.
It's crazy.
That's when the passing gets worked on in practice. You ain't working on that shit no
that's
games.
what I'm saying. Like
In
that's
practice,
where I'm working on
let
my
me
passes, or
let me
I'm
put
working on
myself back.
things. Yeah. So I in practice I really focus on the little things that I know that I need to work on. Like my coach would tell me, like, all right, rebounding, I'm gonna need you to rebound. So I really focus that when I practice. Because shooting wise, like I find time like to get in the gym and I'll shoot like 300, 400 shots. And then in the game, I mean, of course, I'm getting those attempts, I'm getting those shots up. So it's very different from practice to the game for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to know because I know there's some people that they be like, oh, after I go to class, I put up like 250, 250. After I go to class, I put up 400, 400.
Yeah,
Like, how could you shoot for
yeah,
400 times? You could shoot for 400 times? That's crazy. My arms
yeah.
be
And I
dead.
mean, like I've always looked on YouTube and I'm just like I've seen players who put up like 1,000 shots. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, honestly, like for me, I don't really like I could get up 400 shots every day and that will help me. Like I don't think I reasonably need to put up 1,000 shots every day. I don't think I need
Yeah.
to put up that many shots because for me putting up shots is like being consistent, but it's also building that confidence. Cuz once you have that confidence, if people have confidence in their shots, I mean, they'll drop. So I think reasonable for me, I really try to do like 300 to 400 shots every day if I can, whether that's before practice, after practice. So yeah.
So
Love that
being
for
on the
you.
team for as long as you have been, definitely like, for myself, like watching your growth and your development, but I've been removed, obviously graduating, being
Yeah.
removed from the team. How have you seen this team develop? What new players or young players or players that you have now are pushing the needle and you're like, oh man, like they made these strides or they're making this team better. What is first of all, my first question really is what is that like coming from just being a freshman, bro? When you gotta understand when Jasmine is going to practice hyper fucking giddy as shit and like just excited to be there. And that was great because it was fresh for the team because everybody else is kind of like, oh, you don't know how this fucking season about to go. And then
Right. Yeah.
from that to where you guys are now, what is that like being now the leader of that team, being somebody that's just not looked at as okay, she has to be good, but we need our seniors to step up. You are the senior, you're the leader that needs to step up. And then now, what young girls do you have on the team that are just like somebody that you're just like these players are pinnacle in our success and being good?
Yeah, so my freshman year, I mean, we didn't have people who really cared about basketball. And we can keep it real. Like, we didn't really have people who were committed. Yeah, like, like, we didn't really have people who were committed to basketball. So you wouldn't see girls wanting to win. They just wanted to, put the uni on, come to practice. All right, just going through the
Sixes.
motion. Oh, it's game day. All right, we'll do some plays. If we lose, we lose. If we win, hooray, whatever, on to the next. Like, winning wasn't really in anyone's mindset. So I think definitely like my freshman year, I had to be happy. I had to be positive because that was the only way that was going to get me through that year, honestly. And I mean, COVID really affected it because it cut our season short. My sophomore year, we didn't have a season. Junior year and last year, I mean, it was still a little rocky. Our new coach came in, and it definitely it was a little, we had a lot of high lows, so I wouldn't really count like these last 2 years like, oh, whatever. But this year I think definitely is one of our best years because Coach S has recruited people who love the game, who want to win, who contribute in every shape, way, or form that they can. And not only me as being a leader, but there's so many leader aspects that we have on this team this year, and you could see it. I mean, we have lost games, but it wasn't due to our attitudes. It wasn't due to our lack of effort. It was just like little things.
Was it
So
due
I
to coaching?
so like
I
it's
like to do it. I
crazy
like to do it.
to
I like to do it. I like to
it
do it.
so it's like a fresh of breath air that's not only me that cares. And like our freshmen, I mean, you know how the freshies be, they're a little scared to talk, they, whatever. But I think once they see how I am, and it's like we're on the same team, like how y'all feel, I feel the same way. So like whatever we go through, we going it through together. And I think I always set that tone, like we're here to win. Like I'm not here to BS anymore. I'm not here to just go through the motions. And that's why I think I want, well, not that I think, I know why I wanted to stay another year is because this program can do so much better, but you just need the right people. And I really think Coach S really brought those people. She recruited people who really cared.
And to piggyback off your point, being on the outside looking in, I used to go to every practice. I used to sit on the bench at every game. Everybody was so much more worried about everything else that freshman year for you. Everything else, whether it was the parties, whether it was boys, whether it was, there were so many interferences of besides basketball, bro. And
Yeah,
and for me, it was like you can have those issues when you're good enough to have those issues. You feel what I'm saying?
exactly.
If you have somebody that's gonna hop out there and drop 25, you got somebody else that can drop 20, and you got a defensive menace running around the court, yeah. Or you can go to
Hmm.
the bench and be like, bro, motherfucking Jacob ain't answer my text, and Jacob fucking with Aaron,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying? But this was, we didn't have that. They didn't have the coaching for that. They didn't have the coaching for that. They didn't have the personnel, and they didn't have the personality. A lot of the time, leadership would disappear. So, and this is me watching these things, and I'm not
Hmm.
always, like I said, I'm here to help basketball players be better basketball players, whether they need me after class or you feel what I'm saying, or on the
Yeah.
weekends. So I'm here to really speak on what's going on around me. But I go to the school, and I don't just go to the school. I go to the school. Like, you
You
feel
go,
what
yeah.
I'm knowing the ins and out of everything. And I'm like, I'm coming back and I'm waking up in the morning to go to the games, and I'm like, yeah, they're not focused really. I know
Yeah,
what's
for
really
sure.
going on, and the focus is not really there.
Yeah.
So being able to see and hear you speak on the team and the environment in a new light, it makes me kind of happy because it shows that like
Yeah.
things are changing and things are getting better, and you're at the forefront of those things, and that's fantastic.
Mhm.
As somebody who witnessed nonsense for 5 years straight, that's
Yeah.
you.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'm excited to see how it's going to be next year when I'm not here. Like, hopefully I do set the tone. Like, literally, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do if y'all really focus on it. So, if I can do it, if y'all can do it, then y'all gonna be straight. So,
So,
yeah.
what's your like? Not part of the questions or anything, but what do you want to like when you do graduate? What do you see
Hmm.
yourself? Do you see yourself balling overseas? Do you see yourself? Because like I know somebody that actually do it, and they got tons of success, and like I said, listen, that shooting form, immaculate, and I feel like
Yeah.
you can go somewhere with it because there is going to be a coach that is going to better your game 20 times
Yeah.
more than what you
For
you
sure.
know what you're doing right now. I can say so. What is it? What's your plans?
Definitely, once I graduate, I do want to go overseas. That is my literally plan A. I mean, I have a plan B. If I don't go anywhere, I mean, I can be in my career field, but I'm not even thinking about that. It's I'm
Yeah,
gonna go overseas.
overseas. Yeah,
That's my goal. That's what I want to do. So I mean, once after the season ends, I'm gonna look into sports agents. I mean, some of them have been reaching out to me, putting their interest in me,
they
but
better
right now I'm not really trying to focus
balling.
on that yet. So early. But definitely going overseas and wanting to travel and still do what I love. I still feel like I'm not at my best. So, like you said, like being able to being coached by someone else in a higher level can take me so many places. So, yeah.
Love that.
That's that's
Can y'all
dope.
hear
So
me?
yeah, you're
Yeah,
good
yeah.
now. We lost you for a little bit, but you're good now.
Teeny bit, teeny bit.
Anyway, I'm gonna tell you this right now, just that Mansfield Wi-Fi rough. That
Oh
Mansfield
no, I
Wi-Fi.
believe it. Them college Wi-Fi be crazy.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad. It's iffy. So,
But
Yeah.
here's something I'll ask you that I struggle with personally going to the same school as you. How do you? Because one of the things, and I don't. We might have. Hold on. Let her reconnect real quick.
Nah, she moving, but
can you guys hear me?
yes.
I hear you. We don't really. Uh,
We good? No, I think we good here.
we good. Yeah, we.
Hold up.
Uh,
Before she touches it. Hold up.
Please. Can y'all hear me?
oh,
I
you
think
cut
so,
in
yes.
and out.
We
I
good.
think we good.
I think we good.
She touched something. I think the touching is. I think the touching is making it worse.
Yeah. Also, make sure it's on the charger. That's another reason.
That's the
Also,
big one.
that's the
That's
big
the
one.
big one.
When it's not
That's
on
why
the charger,
I had to hook mine up.
that thing gets busy.
That thing
So
goes crazy. But one of the things that I know that I struggle with, from I ain't gonna lie to you, from my freshman year to when I stopped playing football, how do you manage like not going out or knowing when to go out and enjoy yourself and play your sport, man? Because for me, it used to it used to be we got a game on Saturday. I'm like, all
Oh
right.
yeah.
yeah, college
Like I'm gonna,
different
Um.
I'm
like
gonna
that.
I'm gonna do a little bit of this. Be up and up, you feel what I'm saying? Into my game.
Yeah.
Then that Saturday night, oh, I'm going crazy. But for you, you play
um.
like weekday, you play Friday, you could play Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
how do you? And don't answer this question if it could get you in trouble. You feel what I'm saying? Answer this question
No,
if you
no, it's
get
okay. No, it's okay. So I really like discipline myself during the season. Like I literally tell myself, don't go out, don't drink, don't don't do anything that will literally get you in trouble. Because like I think for me it's like if I can't play 100% or at my best, then that's hurting not only me but the team. So I really discipline myself with going out and partying and stuff. There was an instance that happened, and I could speak freely about it because even my coach knows about it. It was during the winter break. So the men's team and my team, we have to move into a whole dorm building during winter break while everyone is home. So we're still here at school for like a month and a half with games, practice, and everything. We have like these 24-hour like protocol rules. So one of them is like you cannot drink, you can't smoke, you can't do nothing in the 24-hour period before a practice, a game, or a team event. So, New Year's Eve, everyone wants to do whatever. And for the one time, I chose to do like a New Year's Eve, like hosting. So I invited the men's team, I did my team. And long story short, like there was some like drinking in there. Literally took one shot, and my coach found out, and she was really mad. Like we were gonna be suspended. Like that's how bad it was. So that just kind of shows like I really just try not to do any of that stuff during the season,
hmm
and all I do is I just stay in my room. I really just force myself to be in my room, and just kind of like look outside with them with what people be doing. But it's hard. It's hard because
I
it's
found the
like I'm in
secret to that.
college.
I found the secret, like the secret to
yeah,
it
tell me the
is
secret. I
the
never
secret.
do it. I
No, no,
never do it.
the secret
I never
is
do it.
you get the whole team involved. You might as well suspend all
No,
of us. Now we don't got a
so you
game.
won't be in trouble.
You feel me?
Literally,
Now we all gonna be like, yo, we all did it. So it happened when
No,
I was
you
at
right.
Buffalo. It happened when I was
you
at
gotta be
Buffalo State. The
though.
whole team, we failed we failed the drug test, and yeah, just know that they were just like yeah, so all of you guys failed it. And I'm like, damn, tough. So
And
that's
All right,
all
that's
it
probably
is. It's all right. But yeah,
Yeah.
we all failed it, and I'm like, damn, tough. And he was just like, well, we can't do nothing about it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if
I
it's
mean,
only
I
one of you
feel like
guys,
Better
hey.
than me. Better than me. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm on it. I'm outside. Like, and I'm not fake outside. Listen. We had situations on that football team, man. Yeah. Man, it was just like, bro, what are y'all even doing? I never had that kind of restraint. And it's good to see that you are able to, navigate that space, because for me, oh, we lost it again.
Did we lose her?
I might have lost it again this time, Juice.
Nah,
Trying to
no
tell you
way.
that you get 3 strikes with that Mansfield Wi-Fi, man. Trying to tell you.
it is. Why? It's the Wi-Fi, guys. It's the
You know,
three,
Wi-Fi.
stri-
you get three
three
strikes with that
strikes is
Mansfield
crazy,
Wi-Fi.
bro.
Relax.
Nah, that's old school. That's old schools, bro. That's old school, bro. I was playing Xbox on them Wi-Fi's.
Oh, I had to get an Ethernet cable. I had to get an Ethernet
You
cable. I
knew
wasn't gonna
it,
play
bro.
with
The Wi-Fi was in
That's
the
what everyone
middle.
had. That was
Word.
the
That
cable
shit
we
was
were
in the
talking about.
middle.
We
I couldn't Ethernet cable that shit. That shit was in the middle of the wall, right on top by the fire alarm.
Oh
is that
You,
shit, you better plug it up.
yeah, I used
But
to do
yeah.
that. Damn.
but yeah,
2K used to be
I
like,
never I never had that like you gotta like sit back and chill, man. I remember
Yeah.
we had like my freshman year we had a banger, like a banger Friday night, man. Game Saturday morning. But you gotta
Mm.
understand, like, my coaches didn't see the vision of how good I was to my sophomore year. So for me to go out wasn't really nothing. Like, you get what I'm saying? It wasn't really like a big deal. So
mm-hmm.
Friday nights, with a little hoodie on, a little hood up, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the
So
spot
you're not
chilling.
being
Like, you
seen.
but you gotta understand though. You gotta remember. First night I met Jazz. There's a party. Now, listen, this is it. I ain't gonna go into detail. I ain't gonna go into detail, man. I promise you. There's a party, right? I get a text from my homegirl page. Hey, like, I got a lot of the basketball girls over here. There's a little party over here if you want to pull up. Cause I used to go to school. I used to go to school early. So pull up or whatever. I get there. Cool little function. Though. It's a cool little vibe. You know what I'm saying? Everybody fucked up. Everybody in here fucked
Oh my
soon
god.
as soon as you walk in,
up. Zelly, soon as you walk in, everybody
yeah.
in there fucked up, right? So I'm scoping the scene out, reach up, yo, Paige, what's up, man? Give you a hug. She introducing me to everybody. So I already know at this point, some of the juniors and the sophomores. You feel what I'm saying? She's like, oh, these are our freshmen. Live in there, blacked out. Live in there, blacked out. Coach, I'm sorry if this get back to you. I do apologize. This is before you came. This is a bad. This is before they had the bad coach.
Yeah.
Living there blacked out, right? A couple of the other freshmen gone, right? Then I see somebody in a hoodie, like when I tell you laughing, but there was like nothing, like I couldn't find nothing really that funny where though she should have been laughing this fucking hard. And she's like, Paige, like, and this is Jasmine. I'm like, nice to meet you. You see that? Like, with that shit right there? Dying, bro. She's on the couch, drunk as shit, dying, bro.
I don't
Dying.
even know. I don't even know what I was laughing, but that's just me. Like that's
That's
just
jazz.
like
That
that's
is
just how I
jazz,
am.
man.
So
That is
yeah.
jazz, man. And ever since that day, me and Jazz just hit it off, bro. That's been my
Yes.
dog.
No.
And then I
Yes.
saw her
For
play
sure.
basketball, and I was like, okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been my dog, man. Jazz has been
Yeah.
my dog all her college years.
Mhm.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Definitely amazing.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you was able to find that restraint. I probably would be
Mhm.
further in my football career if I found that restraint, but
Yeah.
I
And
just
it's
Yeah.
didn't.
even harder. Like it's even harder this year because it's like, dang, this is my last semester. Like now, this is my last semester
Yeah.
being in college.
Hold
So it's like now I want to do every single thing. Like I don't want to miss out. Every day I want to do something, but it's still like I feel like. I mean, now I'm still not gonna be like wild or anything, but it's like, dang, like it's crazy how much I've held myself back when I really could have, went out and did this. But I'm so glad that I didn't, though. Like I'm so glad that
on.
I didn't.
Now
Yeah, well, I'm glad that
that's
you was
amazing.
able to find that
Yeah.
find that space. And it's like, what's your distractions? You know what I mean? Like, I know that because I mean, senior stats, you don't have any, right? Like you're very dialed in and in your space, but I know they be knocking. You feel what I'm saying? You probably got a new guy in your face every day. You got somebody offering to, yo, let's come to this party and hang out with me and do all that. How do you manage those distractions and you know
Well,
have
honestly, I really just kind of say to myself because I know at the end of the day, like, I know what's not worth my time and I know what is worth my time. So
right,
I really just tell myself like, girl, like it's not even worth being around these certain type of people or giving this certain type of attention. So I really have like a small circle of people that I hang out every day, and these people uplift me, they motivate me, they help me, like not even with my game but just as a person. And I just like I chill with them. And if I'm not chilling with them, I'm in my room, I'm doing homework, I'm watching TV, I'm sleeping. So I really just tell myself like I could really be like in these type of environments, but if it's not healthy, then why not? It's not worth my time. So that's really what it is. And some people can't do that. Like some people just go along with what everything comes like what comes their way. But knowing for me, like I just know my value, I know my worth. So like any distraction, if I know it's a distraction, like I'm not even wasting my time. So
Laser focused.
laser focus.
very laser focused,
Focus, yeah,
very.
yeah, yeah. Love that, love
Yeah.
that. Most
So
definitely.
I got
Yeah.
a couple more questions. Juice, if you got something you want to ask before I go, before
Yeah.
we move her. But I got a couple more questions I want to ask before we.
Mhm.
First, looking back on this basketball journey that you've had so far, and if you can place the mindset of your eighth grade self, what would you say to her, and what would she say to you?
Dang. What I would say to her is to keep going. Because I know there were times where I wanted to give up, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I know I'm not gonna do this. Like I know I'm not gonna make that goal. But looking back, like eighth grade self telling me like you did it. There's so many goals that I've made since then, and to see like all the boxes being checked off, it's like literally like I'm so proud of myself. Like I'm so proud of myself. And I mean I still have more goals to achieve, but it's like I literally like showcased that in myself, and I told myself I was gonna do it and I did it. So it's just like it's yeah, definitely just being proud and to just never stop dreaming, never stop thinking that I can't do it when I can. So
Love that. You got a couple more. Like I said, me, I'm out of questions now. You feel me? I'm out of questions. Maybe it'll pop up. Something will pop up, but I'm out of questions at the moment.
And for my last and for my last and final, to finish off the season, to go to where you want to go and the pinnacles that you want to reach. I want to know, what does success look like if when you visualize it, right? Like what does success look like for you, and how far do you think you are from achieving that?
what success looks like for me, I mean, like I said, like I still have goals that I want to achieve. My biggest one is right now I'm fifth all time leading scorer in Mansfield program. Like I made it to the fifth spot. I'm trying to get that number one. But I know I can make number two. And I feel like once I hit that, it's like I did my job here, especially like with the season. Um, being that living legend here and being remembered for sure. Um, and I don't think I'm pretty far off, but just being focused and just again just being confident in every game that I step in. So
Most definitely. Take it game by game, and you will get it.
That's all.
You'll reach that goal.
for sure, yeah,
Most definitely.
yeah.
I think. Wait, actually, I do have one more. Last
Yeah,
one.
see, that's why I
Last
said,
one.
yeah, you got it. You got him. You
No,
know.
no, right before we go. Before we go, for your mind frame, and for your thought process, and being because we were having this conversation with our last person we interviewed, Damani Burns, being a leader to young people and people that live the same lives and grow up in the same environments and the thought processes that we have. um, what would you tell a young girl, young black girl like yourself? What would
Yeah.
you tell them
They
about
they I
moving
know
into
they
this
look
space?
up to they will be looking up to you for a fact. So
So what would you tell them about, moving forward and navigating in the space that you are and being dominant, and still being successful without losing yourself?
Yeah.
What would you tell them?
Um, whatever you want in life, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Like, don't ever let anyone or anything stop you. Because there's always gonna be challenges. There's always gonna be something that's like gonna tell you, girl, you can't do it. But if you believe in yourself and you have that self confidence, you can do it. Like, I never would have thought that I would get 1,000 points in 4 years, or I would never thought that I would get um first time all PSAC in the program that I was. Or I would never think, I just never would have thought that I would be able to get what I got. But I've always believed in myself and I will always bet on myself through everything. So definitely for the young girls out there, just believe in yourself. And it seems so simple, but it takes you through anything, literally. So just having that mindset, you can conquer anything.
love
Fantastic.
love
Stamp it.
that.
That's gonna be
That's the ending,
that's
yo.
gonna
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you so much for
You're
coming to the
welcome.
pod.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so
Welcome to the
glad you were the
family.
first female man.
Welcome to
I'm
the
glad
new
you were the
culture
first female.
family. You know, you will be remembered most definitely because you came to this podcast and actually, we had the chance to interview you, and we're so humbled and grateful for that. For this moment. Um, Shit. I would say what? Where's Baltimore? I don't get Maryland. Isn't it like Baltimore, Maryland?
It's
But
weird. It's a
Yeah, I mean,
is
weird
it
Baltimore is
place.
Maryland, but
It's a
it's
weird
like Baltimore's
place.
its own city.
it
Like
really?
Baltimore is its
Well,
own
Baltimore
like
Village, West Maryland.
see, well,
yeah.
right now, I'm about to
Yeah.
go. I'm about to go watch my favorite team ball up in
Yeah.
Baltimore. You feel me? I was supposed to be out there this Sunday. I was supposed to be out there this Sunday, but I paused on the tickets. So, because I ain't know.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Who you got winning today? Baltimore, Kansas City.
Honestly, I'm going Baltimore. I mean, I'm from Maryland.
Gotcha.
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
That's all I
Gotcha.
need.
But
Yeah.
it
And
makes
Lamar, we trust, man. He
yeah.
can save America
Lamar,
right
we
now.
trust.
And Lamar, we trust.
Hey,
He can save America. But thank you,
Jazz
Jasmine. Thank you so
Hilton, thank
much.
you for checking us out. Thank
Yes,
you for
thank
coming
you for
to
having
the new
me.
pod. That's it, man. We'll have more for you, man. Check us out on YouTube. Check us
Yes.
out on Twitch.
Yes.
Check Jazz basketball games. He do keep
Get
you
buckets.
bro.
Be
You
balling.
do. And if
Most
you one of
definitely.
them lames that don't believe women's basketball is different, she
Crazy.
bust your ass too. Trust believe.
Facts. Facts. And once again, thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
for having me. Thank
All
you.
right. New
We
Culture
out of here,
Podcast
man.
Season 2, Episode 2. We out.
We doing it right.